So let's make some script where we can use while loop. Create file called print.sh. On the first line start with shebang, bin bash. And what we are going to build here? We will create script for reading, or maybe it would be better to say for printing files, which will display also line numbers. So basically we are going to build something similar to cut command, but we will print also line numbers. Script will take only one argument, and that will be file path. So we can start with argument check. If number of arguments is different from 1, then we can print to user exactly one argument is needed. Run $0, which is in our script, which is our script name, and this will be followed by file path. And of course exit with status 1 here. Now we can assign value of that first argument into variable called file name. And as we need to count line numbers, we need some counter, so create variable count and assign number 1 to it. Now the actual reading, we can write while read line. We can use any other different variable name as, for example, var, but the convention here is to use line. And for each line we will perform some commands between keywords do and done. So we will print line number represented by variable count, and then we will print on the same line the actual line from file. And of course we need to increase counter here so we see correct line numbers. Now we need to provide some data into while loop, so we will redirect our file path into while loop standard input. Script is done, but it would be nice to do some checking if provided argument is an existing file. So we can firstly create some comment about it. Check if provided argument is a file. So if file exists, so I am using f operand, and maybe better would be to ask if that file doesn't exist. So I will negate this by prepending exclamation mark, and then we can print to screen file you have specified does not exist. And we can of course exit here with some status, for example with status 2. Now we can save the script. Grant execute permissions. And we can also create some test file, which then will be read by our script. So add some data to it. Line 1, line 2, something here, something else, line 5. Save the file, and we can now print that file by using our script. Oh, that's nice! We see all lines, but we also see line numbering. Great! Now, let's open some bigger file. For example, password file. Great! It is working! I see in my case 41 lines. Pretty amazing. Do you remember on theory lecture where I told you that we have another option how to read files? So let's try it. But firstly, I will copy our script and rename it to print2.sh. We can open it. And just before start of while loop, we will provide data to it using pipe. So write cat file name pipe, and of course delete file name variable next to done keyword. We can save it. And run